Welcome everyone. I'm happy to see you on this webinar. We call this Print Management in 2024, How Sustainability is Shaping Buyers' Decision. Let me introduce today's speakers. First of all, let me introduce Luella Fernandez from Quocirca. Hello, Luella.
Hello there.
Then I have great guests from the EPSON, Gareth J, Business Unit Director of EPSON Europe. Hello, Gareth.
Good afternoon, everyone. Nice to see you all.
And Patrick Perrot from the Manager of Product Marketing, EPSON Europe. Hello, Patrick.
Good afternoon, everyone.
We have two channel partners joining this event as well. Mike Odell from ASL Group. Hi, Mike.
Good afternoon.
And Fabienne Velsand from PrintVision. Hi, Fabienne. Can you hear us?
Good afternoon. Hi.
Hello. From MyQ side, Martin Janus, CEO. Hi, Martin.
Nice to meet you.
And myself, Michal Greppel, CBDO at MyQ, and I will be also moderator of today's webinar. So why we have selected the topic of sustainability? We can observe that the sustainability topic can be found anywhere in the air. Many companies, many governments, many individuals are focusing on this topic and discussing this topic, and many organizations are already making steps towards how to be more sustainable. And this is not only the European topic or US, but this topic is sold worldwide. Under the spotlight, if I should give a few examples, I can say around 77% of companies are accelerating their sustainability plans and digitization. From MyQ perspective, we can see in the public tenders that the majority contains already the sustainability requirements. And from the EPSON perspective, majority of decision makers says that they are currently concerned about the energy use of the printers in terms of increasing the energy price in the market. So based on these current trends, we have to place a question. Do companies know how to exactly reduce the environmental impact of their print fleets? And we will do our best to give you the answers during this webinar. So we believe that together we can find a way how to explain to companies and our channel partners how to help to achieve their sustainability goals. So summary of today's agenda. Sustainability in the numbers taken by Quocirca, the hardware approach to sustainable print taken by EPSON, aiding corporate sustainability via innovative software taken by MyQ, and more information about the customer perspective and real experience by our precious channel partners ASL and PrintVision. So I'd like now to ask Luella Fernandez to start with her part. I've seen, Luella, you have done quite a lot of researches and reports recently, which has been published, and you have studied this topic quite a lot. And I believe you can summarize your point of view. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Michael. Yes, it's a real pleasure to be here today to share Quocirca's insights on the sustainability opportunity in the print industry. So in the next 10 minutes or so, I'll be sharing some highlights from our recent research and some recommendations on how partners can differentiate through developing and enhancing sustainability-led propositions. So ultimately, this means improved environmental outcomes for your customers by helping them optimize energy consumption, lowering costs, and gaining better insights to improve performance of their print infrastructure. So the rise of sustainability. Now more than ever, sustainability really presents a compelling case for businesses. Organisations are seeing that the pursuit of purpose and profit is not mutually exclusive. And more organisations are working on ESG goals. And as a result, sustainability has now become a key commercial issue and set to become even more important as organisations start moving towards reducing their environmental impact through formalised targets and strategies. The increased prominence has been amplified by the overall economic climate. Michael just mentioned the increased energy costs, particularly in Europe, and growing concern for climate change amongst not only businesses, but individuals as well. And of course, we have the regulatory pressure from governments such as CSRD, which has come into force. So today's consumers are very much looking for sustainable products and services that support circular economies and create less waste. And as a result, it's no longer a checkbox on the corporate agenda, and very much a guiding principle that impacts commercial outcomes. So just to give an example of what we're seeing in terms of sustainability on the print agenda. So we conducted some research late last year across both SMBs and large enterprises. And this shows that the majority of organisations, in fact, 77% of organisations are already accelerating their sustainability plans. And almost half say that their sustainability goals directly influences their choice of print supplier. 46% overall, and actually rises to 54% in the UK. So this clearly has implications for print vendors and their partners and how they work together to provide a clear path to lowering environmental impact for their customers. And we can see that notably 70% are accelerating their digitisation initiatives. So what we'll see, and I'll give you a bit more information later, is that paper usage is really where organisations are looking at making reductions, and they believe that this is really the first step to reducing environmental impact. Next slide, please. So why are organisations embracing sustainability? So this is quite a busy slide, but in view of the international audience, I wanted to share some of the different factors and drivers that organisations are looking to reduce environmental impact and achieve their sustainability goals. So here you can see a real mix of factors, with the UK most focused on complying with industry standards, US organisations looking at improving competitive advantage, driving innovation, differentiating their products and services. And as I mentioned, regulations such as CSRD are having an impact on organisations regardless of location. So your customers really need to recognise that you need to recognise that your customers are really looking to achieve their sustainability goals for a variety of commercial factors, and they are looking to technology suppliers such as yourselves to help guide and support them on their sustainability journeys. So this is about recognising the important intersection of print technology, business and sustainability, and how print solutions, particularly when you're looking at how you're helping your customers modernise their print environment, how those solutions, whether it's hardware, software or services, can really help your customers lower environmental impact and also automate and digitise their workflow for the new world of hybrid work. So moving on to the next slide. So that sets some context about why organisations are increasing their focus on sustainability, but we're really seeing that customer expectations from their print suppliers are increasing, particularly over the past year. And sustainability is very much a double-edged sword. On one hand, print suppliers need to demonstrate their own environmental credentials and commitments, and also they need to demonstrate how they can support customers reduce their own environmental impact. So we can see here that 69% of organisations want to see that their print suppliers are demonstrating that they are reducing their own environmental impact. So how are they embedding sustainability, excuse me, as a company? How are they transitioning, for example, to renewable energy? How are they reducing water usage, achieving net zero goals? What is their impact on biodiversity? So all of this we're seeing is coming under more scrutiny from customers. And it's really demonstrating how you as a company are evolving from a linear to circular model for the print environment. So This means on the second point that 70% of organisations are looking for suppliers to provide a range of sustainable products and services. So as I mentioned, it's how is circularity applied to products? So reducing wastage, recycling programs, the use of recycled materials, remanufactured devices. How can you provide evidence, particularly to support environmental claims? And in this era of greenwashing, this is really important that you as suppliers and partners can provide transparency and clarity around any environmental claims to be seen as greenwashing. And one area there that you can really focus on is how your products adhere to sustainable by design principles. The third point, which I think is actually one of the more important areas, is how can you help your customers monitor the environmental impact of their print infrastructure. So aside from demonstrating your company's environmental credentials and the products and services, can you assess, guide and monitor on a regular basis the environmental impact of the print environment? And as I mentioned, it's not just the devices at a hardware level, it's also the software such as print management tools which can minimise wasteful printing, but also the services you can wrap around that in terms of assessments and ongoing monitoring and management. So ultimately, print technology can be both a contributor to environmental impact when you think of the whole ecosystem, but it can also be an enabler for reducing environmental impact through the right energy efficient technology, the right solutions, and it's really all about partnerships across the whole print ecosystem. So I wanted to share with you how organisations are already addressing and reducing the environmental impact around printing. And as I mentioned, there's many facets to this. There's the paper, there's the energy usage around the hardware, and there's also the potential for recycling and use of manufactured materials. So what we can see here is that really a lot of the policies and the initiatives and strategies that organisations are already undertaking are print policies to reduce double-sided wasteful printing, such as double-sided printing, end-up printing, and really looking at minimising wasteful printing. And it's all around the paper usage. Secondly, organisations are adopting digitisation and digital workflows to reduce paper usage, and they're also looking at using paper from certified sources. So certainly bear this in mind with any sustainability proposition that you're building, is that paper is always going to be the first area that organisations are focusing on, because the perception is that that has a huge environmental impact. I don't have time to go into all of the other areas in detail, but you can see that hardware recycling is very high, using MPS as well as an opportunity to refresh technology investments that they've already made in the print environment, but how can they organisations actually leverage MPS to replace legacy infrastructure and implement new energy efficient and more advanced technologies to modernise their print environment. So it's all about how you can help your customers align their sustainability commitments with the digital transformation agenda they're pursuing through the use of effective print products. However, the industry can do more. What we're seeing is that there's some confusion in the marketplace due to a mix of approaches from different vendors. And this is not just in the print industry, it's in the technology industry in general. There's very little standardization in terms of how organizations, how vendors report on energy efficiency and energy metrics. And what we're seeing is that one of the top challenges is that organizations don't have the data they need to demonstrate the environmental impact of their print fleet. And also a secondary challenge is around the perceived cost of sustainable print products and technology. I also wanted to highlight that there's a widespread use, as many of you will know, of legacy print infrastructure, but this is a real opportunity for channel partners and vendors to help organisations really understand how by modernising the print fleet, they can actually use more effective print technology at a hardware and software level. So it's really an opportunity to refresh technology and minimise environmental impact of those legacy and outdated devices. Sorry, just go back a second. So I just wanted to highlight that one of the key areas that we're seeing is the lack of satisfaction around this area. So 27% are satisfied with the measurements from their print suppliers, and even less amongst SMBs. So this low satisfaction level is really a clear opportunity for the channel to address and provide more support and guidance on how effective print modernisation, and actually a data foundation as well through analytics and assessments, can help your organisation, your customers, reduce environmental impact. It's all about building customer trust and mitigating against greenwashing. So finally, I just want to end with some recommendations. Really, the focus for the print industry is around collaborative partnerships across, as I say, hardware, software and services. And this is really what's going to be key to driving better environmental results for customers. Channel partners are very well positioned with their expertise around the print environment and also increasingly digital workflow to educate the market with clear propositions, ensure claims are substantiated, and ensure customers really understand how print and digital technology can be a key enabler for lowering environmental impact. Suppliers really have this dual responsibility to provide this clarity around their environmental commitments, but also help their customers manage the footprint of their print infrastructure. So with that, I'd like to hand back to Michael.
Thank you, Luella, very much for your summary. I believe there are much more details and interesting information in the detailed report and detailed study. However, the main outcomes I heard now is actually there are huge expectations from the both hardware and software suppliers in the print industry. And this is the point for Gareth. Gareth, what is the EPSON mission? How EPSON is actually focusing on the sustainability, and what should be the message for the customer in terms of environment and the print fleet? Thank you.
Good. Good afternoon, everyone. It's a pleasure to be here today. Nice to be able to talk to you and introduce to you a very interesting topic and a very relevant topic. As we've heard from Luella today, the demand for sustainable products and services is high on the agenda for our customers. And the role that we play as the suppliers and service providers to these customers needs to have better definition to support their needs. Key focus areas when considering sustainability impact, mostly related to printing, is the key topic today, is more commonly linked to CO2 impact through the usage of the printer itself. What EPSON tried to highlight with customers is to also consider softer facts when choosing their technology needs. And this is done by understanding two key parts, the impact on the user itself, but as well as the business environment in which the solution is operating. So first point, a little bit of the softer facts when it comes to users. For the users, societal issues like their work environment need to be considered. And areas that can be considered when reviewing this is the heat, the noise, the air pollution, as well as the productivity of the environment, specifically linked to the technology that users will be working with. But while for the business, issues like waste, intervention or downtime of the technology itself, and energy costs are very important factors that are being highlighted. In terms of EPSON, we have a full product range, which you can see on the screen today. And our solution range supports this directions with the use of our precision core heat-free inkjet technology. So the way that EPSON is addressing these needs is by focusing on our technology ourselves. We've introduced our heat-free technology, which is driven by our precision core platform. And this obviously adds a lot of value towards the sustainability gains that you can make with the organization. That said, if we look towards the future, we are trying to create disrupting technology linked to closed loop solutions. And for this, we have an example where we've developed our Paper Lab solution, which is the world's first only in-office office secure paper recycling machine. So we're very proud of the innovation that we're able to bring towards this market. Next slide, please. In terms of addressing the key issues that are most common to customer requirements, as I highlighted earlier, knowing the CO2 footprint and energy usage, as well as the product efficiency when changing technology, this is what customers are really looking at today. This is fueled, as we've seen from Luela's presentation, not only by legislation changes, but by an organization's awareness towards their own contribution towards sustainability advantages in the workplace for their employees, but also for their business itself. On this basis, Epson inkjet technology focuses on creating value based on 3 core areas. First of all, eco-conscious, lower intervention, and workforce efficiency offerings. To bring this to life, Luela highlighted the point that it needs to be fact-based to illustrate what is the contribution that vendors or service providers or technology can give to customers when considering different options. And for this, we've developed an optimization report, which is available to all resellers and end users. And the purpose of the optimization report is to clearly show the results that can be gained when considering switching to Epson inkjet technology. The report itself gives clear fact-based CO2 savings, energy cost savings, and productivity gains that can be faced by the customer when switching technology. So in this area, we are trying to help customers understand the impact that they are able to make for their business, but also for their CSR impact in terms of the offerings. Next slide, please. Another important factor which we are considering and is quite evident in terms of customer demand going forward is the importance of product lifecycle management. With Epson, we believe with heat-free inkjet technology, benefits of our customers can be gained by longer life use of the product. And we've started to introduce this, for example, in our office printing range, where we can get up to 8 years with our printing extension programs. So overall, I think we are have a clear understanding of the customer need, and based on the customer need, we believe that the technology that we're introducing, the fact-based proof points that we're able to gain, and the programs that we are running support the shift for customers to be able to act. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Gareth, for this summary. We at MyQ are pretty excited about Epson technology, heat-free ink, and your sustainable approach. We really trust in that. Patrick, we are in touch for more than 5 years. It is quite a long time, and I believe we went a long way together. So what products is Epson rolling out now, and how you are going to help customers to meet their goals, and a little bit maybe something about your relationship with MyQ and any experience. Thank you.
Thank you, Michel, and good afternoon, everyone again. Yes, I'm pleased to talk today about the new addition to the AMC family, and of course share information about the successful collaboration between Epson and MyQ. First of all, let's talk a bit about something that Gareth touched as well, which is the latest innovation within the core inkjet technology. The precision core line head used on our Epson line inkjet office devices come from industrial product, and our engineers have adapted this technology to be suitable and affordable for office product. And the full office range of line inkjet devices from Epson has been built along this journey. So this technology is eco-conscious thanks to the low power consumption. It is stress-free because of a less replacement parts than laser devices, and it benefits from a small footprint thanks to the compact design of a precision core technology. And all that represents the value of our AMC range for Office. Next. So the AMC A3 are already available for a year. And now there's a new addition to the AMC family. Those are the A4 models. Those devices are 40 and 55 pages per minute, which benefit, of course, from the heat-free technology. It means that it supports customers on saving energy compared to laser devices. Those A4 models have a compact design and a modular configuration, which make them suitable for any office environment. Like other Epson Office devices, those new A4 are also compatible with Epson remote services. Among many benefits that Epson remote services provide to our partners, it also supports our vision to reduce the environmental impact. Almost 700 partners in Europe use ERS today, and the total MIF in Europe on ERS is 65,000 units. It is quite clear into the name of Epson Remote Services that it is a tool that enables our partners to provide remote support to their customers equipped with Epson devices. It means that it decreases the number of times a technician must visit end users because partners are able to connect to the device remotely and perform action on those connected devices. So enabling our partners to perform remote tasks on devices help to reduce the CO2 emissions because it limits the number of car journeys from engineers visiting end users. Finally, and obviously, those new models are compatible with MyQ. Next slide. So MyQ anyway is compatible with all Epson Office MFPs. So Epson, we do not sell third-party solutions, but we do co-market development with solutions provider. And as Michel said, we collaborate already for some years. We have partnered with MyQ at the end of 2020. And we had our first success together soon after at the beginning of 2021. It was a deal that we won in Germany with the support of our channel partner, obviously, for 100 MFP with MyQ X embedded. And from that date, the close collaboration between both companies helped on winning many deals in Europe, as well as into other worldwide regions. The MyQ print policies help saving paper. The MyQ Easy Scan function supports the increasing demand of digitalization from our MFP customers. Those are some of the reasons why MyQ is a perfect addition to the heat-free technology of the Epson Office MFP range. Thank you, and back to you, Michel.
Thank you very much, Patrick. Let's now have a look on the MyQ itself. As has been told, there are many stuff which have been developed together with Epson and for Epson. However, MyQ as a agnostic solution can provide this for any customer in their multi-vendor fleets. So how MyQ is actually helping to reduce environmental impact? I think the main point which needs to be clear is that MyQ always focused on the end users. So the solution itself was designed to make user happy in terms of using the device, to reduce their time needed to spend while configuring some workflow and so on. We are a simple solution. Per one click, the user can initiate action, take a paper, and leave from the device. So uptime the device is quite a minimum. And as the customer needs are evolving, we are also evolving the product. So as has been told, the environmental focus is currently one of the top. So if I should have a look on our focus, and let's call it environmental pillars of MyQ. So first one are the people. When we try to focus on the people, focus on the people awareness about what impact they are having while using the solution, while printing and while scanning. Second point is the time of the users, time of the administrators, and time required for the deploying the solution or maintaining the solution by our channel partners. Third pillar is the consumption. We are enabling the options how to reduce the consumption significantly by forcing some rules by administrator. On the other hand, by providing users the options to actually select duplex print, echo mode, or preview the document before it's actually printed. And the last pillar is digitization. Of course, MyQ has other editions which really focus on the digitization and bringing ultimate experience in terms of digitization and digital workflows. And we are partnering this with also other technology partners. So summarizing. Nowadays, let's say the tips, the hints we can give to the end customers and the users, what MyQ can bring together with EPSON and how we are actually offering and enabling the EPSON devices to achieve even more from sustainability than they achieving already very successfully now. So first, point is the possibility to install remotely and deploy automatically. So we minimize the time required by the channel partner to install the solution, to activate the device and to the real functionality. The second point is we focus on the digitization. So we are bringing several options in the MyQ regarding the scanning, advanced scanning options, advanced workflows. Together with ScanVision, we have an ultimate version which brings many more about the digitization. And in the latest innovative products and editions, we are also integrating AI and very advanced technologies, which is let's say, transition period from the paper to the digital workplace on any customer. The pillar number 3, and the hint number 3 is the printing in most sustainable way. So this is in the hands of the user itself. So thanks to the user awareness that they can check, for example, the document before it's being printed, displayed on the panel of the device, or select the appropriate setup which have a less environmental impact. This can be achieved many more. Number 4. The environmental reports which are available for any user or administrator. We can see actually their environmental impact, and the eco tips. Eco tips can be used in the client station, like pop-ups about you are going to print the document in the simplex mode. You might consider to save the environment and convert to duplex, but also in the mobile application, which also offers these environmental tips. Together, we can get to the point number 5, and this is, I think, very important step which should help administrators to revise their current print fleet by selecting the models which are more capable about the usage, select the models which are more sustainable, and consider replacement some legacy devices which can have more negative impact on their environmental output. And number 6, go mobile. So we also enhance our solutions with the mobile applications, quite powerful mobile applications, which can really move the digital workplace in the user's pocket. And for instance, with the EPSONs, we can report any issues in the fleet, whatever this is regarding the printing or anything else, and print anywhere or anytime. Okay, now it's time to introduce our channel partners. Hello, Fabian. Nice to see you again. Make sure you are unmuted. The first question to you, what sustainability print means to you and your customer? What is your real experience from the channel and from the relationship with the customers? Thank you.
Well, first of all, I want to thank MyQ for the invitation and for letting me being part of this webinar, and a big thanks also to Google Translator for helping me translate my stuff. Really, it was quite difficult. But anyway, so now what does sustainable printing means for our customer? In my opinion, if you want, you can go to the next slide. In my opinion, our customers have nearly the same challenges as we have as printing partners. In German society, the idea of environment is deeply rooted, so deep that our students can no longer go to school on Fridays, if you understand. So in German companies always interested in the same topics, as would therefore describe the following points as the most important. Let's start with get and keep employees. Yeah, the question of sustainability strategies comes up in almost every job interview. Without a green vision, it will be difficult to find suitable staff in the future. An environmentally friendly workplace is therefore important. It's not just about the image of the customer's company, but also the actual workplace. For example, the printer should not cause any emissions as noises or heat or bad air. So the next point would be, well, to sell products. You have to be green to sell products in the future. Our customers also want sustainable products. So in order to sell products, a green orientation of your own company and product is essential. But we will see this later in a short example. So next thing would be the political, oh, back. You come, huh? So the next thing would be the political image, or to be politically correct. Well, no company can afford to have a bad image, especially under a green government, as is the case in Germany. It is important to act in an eco-friendly way. You can see this a lot in the newspapers all the time. If a company is not going the green way, the sales are going down very, very fast. So the next point would be to save money. And to be honest, this is maybe the most important one. One of the main drivers for entrepreneurs is, of course, to save money. Our customers have suffered greatly from rising prices for almost everything in the recent years. Maybe you can get the next slide. And I wanted to show you here in 2 images, but the 3 main points are the electricity price, the inflation of the last years, and even the emissions certificates trade. So as you can see on the right side is the average monthly electricity wholesale price in Germany, which nearly tripled from pre-corona or pre-war. It's the main, for me, it's the main reason why this the heat-free and the ink technology is so important for the German market. On the left side, you also see the inflation rate in Germany, which nearly tripled in the last 2 years. So to save money can go together with being environmentally. And yeah, I look at this in Germany, the cost of electricity or emissions trading certificates has increased in the recent years. And so this is why the EPSON product in combination with the MyQ product is so special. You can keep money by not printing because you have rules in your with your printer, and the technology itself is already saving money. Can you go for the next? And as I said, I wanted to show you an example. Why is it so important also to have green products? Here is customer demand in a tender. Well, I think not everyone knows how to speak German, so I just put it buzzwords in case your German skills aren't as good as needed. There's in each tender, there are always the points of sustainability. In this one, for example, the products or the concept, the whole concept has to be has to have a low energy consumption, a quiet operating system, recycling friendly material, or eco-friendly materials, no harvesting materials. You need a Blue Angel or an Energy Star, and the components should last long. If you don't have this, your concept is going to fail. As you may see, the price and is just 50% of what you can achieve. But the technical stuff and the Nachhaltigkeit, there's written Nachhaltigkeit, which is the German word for sustainability, gets you 15 points. Without these 15 points, you will never, ever win the customer. So this is an example for why this is so important. So in conclusion, I would say that customers are opting for the green route primarily for economic reason and out of conviction. Thank you.
Fabian, thank you very much for this picture about, especially about the German market situation and the demand. However, we see this and in also other corners of the Europe. Let's now have a look more on the experience of someone who is a specialist in the solutions. Hi, Mike. Nice to see you. So before I place the question about real experience about MyQ and EPSON and why you are having this combination in your portfolio, or some maybe feedback from the customer side, do you want to comment on what Fabian have told in terms of is there any noticeable interest of in the UK regarding sustainability and your customers?
Well, being the fact I'm more on the technical side, it tends to have been dealt with a little bit before it gets to me. So you get the odd question from users that I go into, but generally the actual sort of day-to-day person that I meet up with is just more interested in saving paper and things like that, whereas all the other bits, as I said, are usually dealt with in the tender side, which is a little bit before my part.
Thank you. So let's focus now on your experience as a solution specialist at ASL. Thank you.
Thank you. I'd like to thank you for having me on today. So obviously I'm from the technical side, so I don't do many of these webinars, so you have to pardon my inexperience. But from my point of view, I work for ASL. We're a multi-vendor independent reseller in the UK. We're accredited partners for multiple manufacturers and solutions. But it gives me good experience to see MyQ working with the different manufacturers' machines. So just as an example, I recently did an install for a large school with multiple EPSON devices. We prep the machines before we take them to site. setting up the EPSON Open Platform, which is their technology that enables the solutions like MyQ. And the network settings are also configured on the machines. We transport them to the customers and get them sited in their different locations. And then prior to that, I will have set up the MyQ software, configured the configuration for the machines. So once they're all plugged in and ready to go, we just scan the network, the printers are all detected, and then we just tell it to install. And within about 10 seconds, the devices become live. And then all the screens across all the devices are all identical, by the size of the screens themselves, of course, which is really good for user experience, and it's always commented on. And the fact you can customize those screens for different users within the organizations as well, so they can get presented with more or less functionality depending on what they need. When I was saying the actual setup was very, very quick, I said about 10 seconds to set up the devices. When I compare that to some of the other manufacturers, it's vastly better. And it obviously shows that MyQ and EPSON have been working well together to sort of bring the technology to the top of the list for their devices. Customers wise, what can I say really? The fact that EPSON devices seem to be getting the latest versions of the MyQ software does show, and it's good because it means that we know that all the customers are going to get the latest and greatest technology with their machines, and the fact they can set up their workflows to save paper and full sort of double-sided and things like that to save money for the organizations, and waste of course is the big thing for all of them really. But I tend to find the schools are the ones that tend to use that more than anyone else's, and a few of the big businesses as well, of course, are heading that way as well. That's really my experience of it all, to be honest.
Thank you, Mike, very much for this, and thank you very much for being partner with MyQ and EPSON.
Thank you so much.
We are heading to the end, and I'd like to transfer words to Martin. Hello, Martin. Stage is yours. Thank you.
So first of all, thank you everyone for joining today's webinar, which was really focused on a very special topic, and it is sustainability. And we try to show how important sustainability is really in, let's say, boring print management. We've learned that almost 80% of companies are working harder than ever to be more sustainable. This includes making sure their printing operations are eco-friendly, which is not just good for our planet, but also helps save money and improve efficiency. Our experts from Quocirca, EPSON, MyQ, and also our valued partners showed us some amazing solutions like EPSON's heat-free technology and MyQ's user-centric approach that help save energy, reduce waste, and more importantly, increase our efficiency. And I think that these efforts show how committed the industry is to being more sustainable. As we keep moving forward, let's keep focusing on innovation together and make sustainability a key part of our business discussions with our customers, because it's only in our hands to tell customers about our magic formula. And I really hope that those almost 200 participants today received really nice advices how to change their proposals and negotiation with the customers, and how to influence thousands of customers from tomorrow. Thank you so much, and I will give you back the speech, Michael.
Thank you, Martin. Thank you for a nice summary. So we are on the very end of our presentation. However, the webinar is not finished. Now there is a Q&A session, and we would like to ask anyone from the audience to use the Q&A button on the top and ask for questions of any of the participants here. So let's wait a few seconds until the first question will arrive. And I will read this question, and then we will try to answer in this group with the professionals present in this webinar. So there is a question now about whether MyQ supports the new AMC A4 models. So not sure if I or Patrick will answer this, but I can confirm from our side that we have been improving the solution to be compatible with the within the launch of this new model. So MyQ is compatible and ready to go with the EPSON. So another question from the chat. Will the new SC plotter series also work with MyQ? That's a nice question. Thank you very much. We are in discussion about this with EPSON, so let's see later during the year. Another question we have. So what customer environmental requirement you see the most? Maybe this can be question to Fabian or Mike, as this is really related to the end customers. So what customer environmental requirement you see the most, or you meet the most? Fabian, maybe?
I would like to hear Mike's version.
So, I mean, from my point of view, most of the experience I find with the MyQ and the EPSON and other manufacturers, of course, is the actual wastage option to stop people just printing paper coming out of the machine. They have to think about it. They walk up, they release the jobs they want. And obviously, you can time it so that if people don't come and collect the jobs within a certain period of time, that those jobs can be removed. Again, cutting down on waste. So that's my general experience.
Thank you, Anne, for answering this. Let's take another question. Will client spooling and offline login will work with the EPSON? So client spooling, yes, and it actually does. So client spooling is supported by EPSON. Offline logging, unfortunately, not. So another question, maybe question to Luella. Are such sustainability trends present not only in the Europe and the US? Are you aware whether this is also a trend for Middle East or Asia or other territories?
Yeah, I think a lot of the trends I discussed are fairly consistent globally. Regulations are, clearly different by region, but we're seeing in all areas, including Middle East and Africa, that sustainability is becoming more of a priority, but it's probably not as advanced as it is in Europe, and even the US would be tracking slightly behind Europe.
Thank you, Luella. Another question. How long has the EPSON sales support tool been in use? What is the feedback from customers regarding the offer? I think this question can be placed to EPSON directly.
Thank you, Michael. I'll probably take the question. I'm guessing it's related to the optimization tool, sales tool.
I think so.
Okay, fantastic. Thanks for the clarity. So we've made this tool available to our partners through our partner portal. It's been in use for over a year. In general, we probably publish between 400 and 500 reports a month through our resellers across Europe. So it's very active and very widely used, and very well received by the end customers. At the end of the report, we are able to publish a CO2 and energy saving certificate, which is the actual savings that the end customer will be able to experience. And our experience with this is that the end users like that report because they're able to add it to their CSR programs. So very widely adopted, very widely used, and the general feedback is very much appreciated.
Thank you, Gareth. I think there is one more question to EPSON. Do you think that the end users are prepared to pay a premium for sustainable products?
Very interesting question. I'll probably take that one as well. It depends on what you define as premium. Yeah, premium has many avenues towards it. I think most of the group that and the audience that we'll be addressing today is looking at solutions business. So how you put the solution together, I think, defines the premium. And as part of the solution offering, of course, you need to look at the hardware that's going in and what value that hardware is providing. Yeah. In general, when you look at the value proposition of the product and the benefits that it's bringing, of course, we need to consider energy savings and CO2 footprint savings that the products can use. What value that creates in terms of a price premium needs to be, of course, discussed with the customer in mind. Yeah. So I think there is a premium towards the total solution. There's additional savings that can be gained, but it's up to the customer how they define that premium in general. In terms of the technology itself, of course, we're offering inkjet versus laser, and this is quite a unique solution in the end. And I think end customers and resellers need to consider this point at the same time.
Thank you, Gareth, for answering.
Can I maybe also give my experience in this?
Sure,
because it's the daily business of me to also compare the I would tell the laser and the ink technology in front of the customer. We analyzed exactly this situation, and the PrintVision we made a special contract without any emissions. In fact, it's climate positive, and in my experience, we can normally get a higher price around 30 or 40%. And this is quite a lot, to be honest. If you have the right person in front of you, there are a lot of companies who don't give a. Anyway, they don't care. Let's say they don't care. But a lot of companies do have special persons for exactly this environmentally and sustainability theme. So if you talk to them and you come with an idea, a solution, a product, or a combination of all of this, it's good possible that they pay much more for this idea than to go on the old way.
Thank you, Fabian.
Maybe I also see some similarity, and I would compare this question also with organic food. Yeah. So usually such an alternative is also maybe a little bit more expensive, but usually it's balanced by better taste and we feel healthier. So if you look at the complete picture, maybe it's even cheaper for us because we do not devastate our body so much. So I think it's the same here, and I think that if we combine the right let's say sustainable products, finally the customer can even save than with traditional other technologies.
Thank you, Martin. Guys, it's 1600 exactly. 1 hour since we start. So I would like to thank all of you for participating, and especially to our guests who take over the presentation and the speeches. So Luella, thank you very much. Gareth, Patrick, Mike, Fabian, Martin, and also many thanks to Andre, marketing manager of MyQ, who has also done a big piece of work to make this happen. So thank you very much, and I wish you a great end of the day. Hear you soon.
Thank you.
And we thank you, Michael, to organize this webinar.
Thank you. Goodbye.
Have a nice day. Goodbye.